everyone, and welcome to Thorough Newspaper Analysis, which is presented to you by LawSikho. So, today we have two articles for discussion. The first is from The Hindu, and the other is from the Indian Express. Today, both the articles are talking about the vaccine in India. The first one, a booster shot for India's vaccination plan, discusses a good plan which can be used by the government to administer the vaccines at a bigger scale and to make sure that the people who are more vulnerable are given vaccines in the given time. And the second article, which is from the Indian Express, Understanding Vaccine Wastage, tells us about as to what do we mean by the wastage of vaccine and what are the basic reasons behind such wastage. And finally, we have the News in Flash column. You can have a look at the Project Maverick, which is free CLAT prep course from our LawSikho. So it is free as rupees only for 100, and the link to this course you can find in the description box below. Also, you can participate in the daily quiz from the Hindu newspaper, which we go live for on every morning 9 a.m. at the LawSikho CLAT prep channel. The link to this channel is also available in the description box below. Let's see what is a multiple choice question from yesterday's discussion. Pritzker Prize is awarded in the field of, your options are building of iconic structures, literature, drama, or none of the above. You can write down your answer in the comment section below. This is the descriptive question for the day. What steps can the government take to distribute the COVID vaccines in a more effective manner? With this, let's start the discussion for the first article of the day, which talks about India's vaccination plan. So more than 1/3 of all vaccinations done in the world each day are in India. So that's actually tells it how huge the vaccination plan and drive is that is being taken care of in India. So for example, if there are 100 people that have been given vaccines every day in the world, of them 33 people are from India itself. But still, if we compare it with the comorbidities or the population number that we have in our country, it is still a space which is slow and thus it needs to be tackled in more carefully. So far, India has vaccinated only 3.2% of its population. So though at a global scale, we might be we might be delivering 1/3 of the total vaccines per day. But if we talk about the entire population of the country that has been vaccinated, so it is only 3.2% of the total population. India covered 2.6 million doses per day on March 15, but the problem here is that we do not have a time frame that has been attached to the vaccination drives, which means that we do not have a time set target that maybe by 30th March we will have to vaccinate approximately this number of the population. By 15th April we will tackle these many people. So that is why we need to have a time frame, and then we should be able to deliver the vaccines as per this time schedule. So if we talk about the probable estimates, if India vaccinates 10 million people per day, the vulnerable people can be protected over the next 2-3 months alone. So that if at all we're able to vaccinate 10 million people per day, so in the coming next 2-3 months only, we will be able to cover and give protection to the vulnerable population in the country. And also, if you're wondering that whether or not it is possible that currently we are only doing it for 2.6 million doses per day, and if you're looking forward to do it 10 million doses per day, so do we even have the capacity to do that or not? So with 3 lakhs trained vaccinators and over 1 lakh nurses, it can cover even more than 3 million vaccinations per day. So even if we are aiming at 10 million per day, it is still, very much it can be accommodated very easily in case and keeping in mind the infrastructure capability that we have. So that means that the ideal number would be 10 lakhs per day, and then it would be helpful in covering the population in a more effective manner. Now, here are the other steps that are needed for speedy vaccination. Firstly, we should balance compassion to supply vaccines to other countries with compulsion to save lives of millions of Indians as well. Now, as we know that the very program that the Indian government is taking part in is the Vaccine Maitri program, wherein the Indian vaccines have been supplied to various countries, for example, even to Sri Lanka as well as Maldives. Now, in this situation, a good balance should be drawn by the government, wherein definitely these vaccines should be provided at the global front as well, but the priority should be that we should be able to save these vaccines for the people and the population of our own country as well. Secondly, regulated sales in private market should be used to accelerate the campaign. Thus, even if we are selling these vaccines in the private market or to the private sellers or to the private people who are involved in distribution of vaccines, that should also be regulated in the manner, because definitely it is the government that would make the entire focus on delivering the vaccines to every individual in the country, and thus the capacity of the people, as in to buy the vaccine or otherwise, shall not be considered if the distributor is the government. But if large numbers of vaccines are provided to the private market, then there may be a chance that these private players would not be interested in providing these vaccines to the really needy people, but rather, on the contrary, would provide vaccines only to those who can pay well for them. That is why these sales to the private market should be done in a regulated manner. Thirdly, inequalities in health system that neglects the poor should be looked into priority. For example, there are public health centers and the primary health centers which are there in villages. So many a times we see that the basic healthcare facilities are also not available in these centers, and that is why such inequalities in the healthcare system should be looked upon, and we should make sure that not even the poor or anybody else is discriminated against while distribution of this vaccine is taking place. Fourthly, public health programs should be as simple as possible. So, by this, like for example, Ayushman Bharat, these schemes should be made as simple and available. Also, they should be made highly approachable by the people, and lesser the system is complex to get yourself registered, more is the benefit that can be gained from the traction. Also, we can follow the 3M roadmap. Now, what is this 3M roadmap? The first M is for micro planning, which says that we should be able to capture the population details by identifying and mapping them. And then accordingly, we should make sure as to which areas of the country or which areas of the territory are more vulnerable, or also which part of the population is more vulnerable to this particular disease. And thus the vaccines should be delivered at that particular priority. The second M is for mobilizing the identified persons. So this can be done by ASHA in rural areas and volunteers in the urban areas. Now, as we know that ASHA stands for accredited social health activists. So these are the people, and mostly these are the women who are engaged into social healthcare services that are very much functional in providing the basic healthcare facilities in the rural areas. And if we talk about the urban areas, then various healthcare volunteers can take up this task of identifying the persons and mobilizing them with these resources. And thirdly, the third M stands for monitoring and mentoring of each step of the process, so that special task forces can be deployed or they can be implemented over here for maintaining the coordination. With this, let's discuss the second article for the day, which talks about vaccine wastage. So, at the recent meeting with the chief ministers, Prime Minister Modi raised concerns of vaccine wastage. So, what we have come to know is that meanwhile, this process of vaccine distribution and implementation is going on in the country, huge numbers of vaccines are being wasted as well. Now, let's understand that what do we mean by the vaccine wastage? So basically, it is an expected component of any large vaccination drive known from the maker. What happens is that when we are carrying out any large vaccination drive, just like the COVID-19 vaccination, for example, if the polio drives also go on in the country, there is a large chance and there is an expected component or there is an expected outcome that some amount of vaccine would be wasted as well. So this is actually directly linked to vaccine usage, which is the proportion of vaccines administered against vaccine issued to a vaccination site. What happens is that, for example, for a particular site, 100 doses of vaccines were issued. So it is expected that not all 100 would be administered to the people, and maybe 7, 8, 10, or 15 vaccines out of these might get wasted. So thus, there is this vaccination rate, wastage rate, which says the 100 minus the vaccination usage rate. So for example, if 1,000 vaccines are issued to a particular area, then according to this particular formula, we would subtract 100 from the total number of issued vaccines, which would be 900. So 900 would be the vaccine dosages which were used effectively, and 100 would stand out to be the vaccines that were wasted. But there are high implications of this particular problem, wherein a greater rate of vaccine wastage inflates vaccine demand and increases unnecessary vaccine procurement and supply chain costs. So definitely, if the vaccine wastage is taking place at a considerable number of time, see, if it is at just a normal and expected rate, like for example, out of 1,000 or lakhs of vaccines, maybe a few hundred are wasted, then it's much expected and does not really affect the entire process significantly. But just think that if at all 1,000 vaccines were issued, and out of them, let's say 300 vaccines were completely wasted. So all we had were in hand were just 700 vaccines, due to which what would happen is that the demand for the vaccines would increase, but the production would decrease, as in the production was going on at a good rate, but due to the wastage, the actual number of vaccines that reached the people reduces, due to which the inflation in the vaccine raises, which means that the number of people chasing the goods increases, and the number of goods being able to be supplied decreases, due to which the cost of the vaccine procurement or the cost of the vaccine in the supply chain would increase, ultimately making these vaccines not pocket friendly to the people who want to get these vaccines. Now let's understand that how does the vaccine wastage happens. So let's understand there are two things: when the vaccine is not opened yet, and the other is when the vials or the bottles of the vaccines have been opened. So if we talk about the wastage in the unopened vials, there are 6 reasons to it. Firstly, expiry date has reached, so maybe it has simply been expired. Secondly, the vaccine is exposed to heat. Thirdly, vaccine has been frozen. Fourthly, there is any breakage. Fifthly, missing inventory or theft might take place. Or sixth, while discarding unused vials returned from vaccination sites, many vaccines could have been lost at that particular moment. As we know that, see, the vaccines are a complete formula, so they are a scientifically drawn formula of various components and various ingredients. For them, or keeping them safe or making them most effective, we need to store them in a particular situation. Now this could be at a particular temperature, at a particular place, in the particular absence or presence of light. So these have to be ensured. So if these steps are not taken care of, then many times even these unopened vials also get wasted. And if we talk about the wastage in the opened vials, there are 5 particular reasons. First, while discarding the remaining doses at the end of the session, many a times they have to be discarded because they were not used, but yet they were opened. Secondly, not being able to draw the number of doses in a vial. Thirdly, submergence of open vials into water. So if they got mixed up into water. Fourth, suspected contamination could take place due to any kind of environmental agent, any other agent, any fluid could have been mixed up. And fifth, poor vaccine administration practices. So if we are not taking care of them in a proper manner, not storing them, even the open vials, if you're not able to store properly, then also wastage is caused. So if we talk about the states in India that have been administering or that have been facing vaccine wastage, so Telangana is at the top position, wherein 17.6% of the vaccines are wasted. And after that, we have Andhra Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. And if we talk about the national average, it is that out of all the vaccines in the country, 6.5% of the vaccines are wasted. And the least wastage has taken place in the state of Tamil Nadu, which is only 3.7%. So if we talk about the news in flash today, we have one article. In the International Day of Happiness, so we have the International Day of Happiness. So it was observed across the world every year on March 20th to spread and make people understand that happiness is one of the biggest gifts. And it is organized by the United Nations to promote the idea of happiness as a fundamental human goal. So all of us should make efforts to be happy and to make others happy as well. And if we talk about the historical background of this day, it was founded by James Allen, who was the CEO of the United Nations New World Project in 2006. But first, it was celebrated on March 20th in 2013 when the United Nations Day of Happiness was launched. So this was all for the day. We hope it was a good session for you. Thank you so much for staying tuned with LawSikho.